The hardest wound is sometimes being hurt by someone the world sees differently. You know, one of the most painful experiences a person can face is carrying wounds that others cannot see. Like, for example, sometimes the parent who caused the deepest emotional pain is viewed by relatives, friends, or the community as kind, as generous, or even self-sacrificing. This disconnect can leave a child feeling confused, isolated, and reluctant to speak, you know, because their reality seems to contradict everyone else's. Now, parents are complex human beings. We have to accept that. A person can be loving in public, yet emotionally unavailable at home. They may provide financially while neglecting emotional needs. They may appear patient with strangers, but become controlling, critical, or even unpredictable behind closed doors. You know. Now, this does not mean every parent who appears to be a victim is pretending. Nor does it mean every difficult family relationship involves abuse. People can genuinely suffer while also causing suffering. Human behavior is rarely one-dimensional. You know, what makes this situation especially painful is the invisible nature of emotional wounds. You know, things like bruises fade, but years of criticism, manipulation, neglect, or conditional love often leaves scars that are difficult for others to recognize. You know, when the outside world only sees the parent's public image, the child may begin questioning their own memories. You know, they start wondering, maybe I'm exaggerating. Maybe it wasn't that bad. This self-doubt can become part of the trauma itself. You know, healing often begins not by proving your story to everyone else, but by honestly acknowledging your own experience without allowing it to define your entire identity. You know, psychologically, this experience can create cognitive dissonance. The mind struggles to reconcile two conflicting realities: the caring parent others describe and the parent experienced at home. This can lead to guilt, confusion, difficulty trusting one's own perceptions, and a tendency to minimize personal pain. You know, recovery often involves rebuilding trust in your own observation while recognizing that people can show different sides of themselves in different environments. You know, spiritually, healing is not about winning the argument over who was right or wrong. It is about refusing to let another person's actions permanently shape your identity. Forgiveness, where appropriate, is not the denial of what happened. It is the decision not to let the past become the author of your future. You know, in short, one of life's hardest realities is that the person who hurt you may be seen very differently by others. This can leave you doubting your own experience. It challenges you to seek truth without becoming imprisoned by bitterness. You know, your healing does not depend on everyone believing your story. It begins when you stop seeking permission to acknowledge your own pain, and you start giving yourself permission to recover from it. You know, my people, heal.